Welcome back to my next playthrough series. This time we're going back to Shadow Rift, but this is the second edition now. Yeah, we're going to be playing against the demons. So we're going to take a look at the demon card here. So I've set things up according to the demons. I'm not really going to go over the rules because I've already done a playthrough of the first edition of this game. The rules have not changed very much at all. There's some new cards, of course, added. The two expansions are thrown in here as well. So you'll see some expansion cards. Although I don't know if the expansion cards are actually marked with an icon to let you know if they're expansions, so I'm not sure I'm going to be able to point them out for you. Alright, yeah, once again, I'm not going to explain how the game is played because, like I said, I've done the first edition, Shadow Rift, where I explain how everything works. We are going to look at all the cards, though. So let's take a look at the demons first and how we set up the game for demons. And then we will take a look at our villagers that are currently out, the cards we were able to purchase, the 8 of them here. There's a slight difference on the might card from the first edition. Heroism still works the same way. Traveler deck works the same way. Building the walls works the same way. Everything works pretty much the same way. So let's take a look at the demons. So this is the divider card that comes with the second edition for the demons. It says, "You really must understand that we are here to serve," she said as she raised the apple to her lips. "And if only you would open your mind, I could help you understand before you are called to account. It is better to understand than to be destroyed." So the Shadow Queen Marzoz commands her loyal cult. They will enter New Haven, and you must weed them out. So we're going to replace the infiltrator cards in the Traveler deck with the 4 cultist cards. So I've already done that. We'll take a look in the manual because it tells you which cards to set up for purchase to play against the demons. Alright, so what we'll do here is I'll just show you in the book. At the back it says Demons. The Shadow Queen Marzoz commands her loyal cult. There's no monster special card. Instead, we replaced the 4 infiltrators with the demon special cultists. We did that. Here it tells you what to set up. So the monster demon, we're going to use Bamboozle, flanking, attacks, thieving strike, fireball, actions, prophecy, revitalize, resurrect, and loot is the shining blade. It says our people are brave and our people are loyal to each other, but the forces of evil wield a power of deception and temptation beyond mortal comprehension. We must be vigilant in weeding out demonic influences from among us, and trust in heroes whose uncorruptible natures will never bow down to the demons. Alright, so that's basically how we've set things up. So we're going to take a look a little more specifically at cards now. Let's take a look at our 5 villagers that are out for our first turn. And then we'll look at our 8 purchasable cards and our 2 travelers. And then we're going to get into gameplay. Okay, so our current villagers out right now are the woodsman, the trader, the guard, the child, and the mayor. You'll see there's icons now up above each of the characters. These play a part in the game. It's a little bit different than the first edition. You'll see that in play. So we won't worry about them at the moment. So the woodsman, if we use him, his aid is used 2 prowess or 1 gold, and resources gained from the woodsman cannot be used to make a purchase. So you can use them for healing, for getting rid of infiltrators, that kind of thing, but you can't use them to purchase cards, which is villagers, visiting villagers, or any of the skills or actions, that kind of thing. The trader aid reduce the cost of a traveler by 2 prowess, or alternatively discard a loot from play to gain 2 coins. Cool. So that's pretty good stuff. A guard, his reaction when another town guard would be killed, or not, town card would be killed or broken, a guard dies instead. So they're protecting our town from the demons right now. If they try to attack any other townsfolk or break a wall, guards take the fall. Child, reaction, ignore any annihilation actions while the child is in play. Annihilation action basically means you lose the game, period. The town is destroyed. So the child will prevent that if he's out during that turn. And the mayor aid, you may play extra action card this turn. So we have like a full action, and we have partial actions, or I guess they're called partials, I'm not sure. Full actions have this icon in the upper left corner of the card. You can only play 1 of those on your turn, per player that is. You cannot usually play more than 1, but with the mayor you can play 2 of them. All right, those are our villagers. Let's take a look at our purchasable cards for the playthrough. All right, so these are the 8 cards we are able to purchase for the playthrough. We have 2 attacks, 2 skills, 3 actions, and a loot. So I'm just going to go through them quickly. So we have Fireball, which is a 1 ranged damage. If you play a magic card to boost it, you'll get +1 damage. If you play, or you can choose to add 1 damage to each other monster in play. And you can play 2 magic cards to boost it twice and do both effects. So that's Fireball. Thieving Strike, 1 melee damage. If you are not the first hero to attack the monster this round, gain a coin instead of a wound, which is pretty important for melee attacks. Bamboozle, once per round you may discard a villager from play to gain a coin. It is, if it is an infiltrator, put it on the bottom of the traveler deck instead. So that's pretty cool. And you can pay a prowess to keep this card in play during cleanup. Flanking. Once per battle when you attack a monster, the next other hero to attack the same monster this round deals +1 damage, and you can pay 1 prowess to keep this card up during cleanup. And of course the cost is in the bottom right corner, so this costs 4 prowess, 4, 3, and 3. Over we go to Revitalize. It has a magic ability. These 3 do on the top, so does Fireball. A hero of your choice heals a wound from in hand. If you play a magic card to boost it, each hero heals a wound from in hand or draws a card costing 3 prowess. Prophecy. Draw a card. Then all heroes look at their top 2 cards and may discard 1 of them. Now, that's pretty cool. And if you boost it with a magic, the next monster to die this round is worth +1 heroism. Resurrect, you can see here that is costs a full action. So does Thieving Strike, so does Fireball. Remove a corpse from play. Very important, because if your town, if your village ever has all corpses in it, corpses and or infiltrators at the same time, you lose the game. Your village is overrun. You can pay 2 magic. If you removed a corpse, reveal the top card of the traveler deck. If it's a villager, you may put it directly into play. So that's pretty powerful stuff. And we have Shining Blade Loot. You may play an extra full action attack each round. So that's just attacks. We have Thieving Strike and Fireball, so we can play 2 of them if you have Shining Blade. And you may discard this loot from play when attacking to deal +2 damage. Cool. So loot remains in play during cleanup, costing 3 gold. Shining Blade, pretty awesome. And the other card that we do need to look at is the Seal. And it says you may put a card from the monster power area on the bottom of the monster deck. This is a full action to play Seal, and it's also a magic card. If you boost it with magic, seal a Shadow Rift in play. Of course, to win the game, we're going to have 2 Shadow Rifts because we have 2 players playing. I'm going to be doing a 2-handed solitaire here. Removing it from the game. This earns 1 heroism for the party. So that's always available in every game. The Seal cards, of course, we have wounds, we have heroism, we have might. We'll look at those when we get to them. All right, we're going to take a look at the current travelers out on the board and the current monster getting ready to come out and attack our village. And then we're just going to get into some gameplay. And this is an extreme long range view, so I hope it's going to be clear. I'll just kind of read. So we have the Bard, he's traveling. He costs 3 gold and 4 prowess to recruit him into our village. And he has a reaction. It's discard when a monster dies. A hero gains +1 heroism. So he sings your praises. And we have the Witch. Aid, use as a magic card, costing 4 prowess. So that's really cool. We want to get the Witch. We'd like to get every one of the good travelers into our village deck. Okay, we're going to take a look at our monster card, which is on the top of the monster deck, the demon deck right now. It's going to be the first one that comes out when there's enough power monster power points to bring out. So I'm just zooming in here. This is at the top of the board, but I brought it down here so we're going to be able to see it. He's Master Celebrant. And 5 health. So we have to do 5 damage to it to get rid of it. It costs 3 monster power to come out onto the board. And if it gets to the monster power area, it's going to be contributing 2 power every turn, and we already have 2 power going into the monster power every turn, 1 for each player. And if we destroy it, this is also worth heroism. So when we kill this monster, or this demon, we'll get 2 heroism, 1 for each character. Heroism is split evenly between player characters, as evenly as possible throughout the game. So heroes cannot remove cultists from play. This monster is not in play yet, but when it is, that means that power is going to be in effect. So we really want to get rid of this character. So it's when it moves to monster area 1, it says if it is not damaged, kill one of these villagers and heal 1. That's where we start looking at the icons at the top of the villager deck and have a look, see what they are. So like the woodsman has a hammer symbol, trader has a crown. So we're looking, this is like a lore symbol, a book symbol. When it moves to the second monster spot, if not damaged, break a wall, heal 1. Well, if we have no walls, I think it tries to kill somebody, and a guard will probably take the fall for that. So there's a lot of healing going on here. And if it moves to the third spot, heal 2. Then, if not damaged, annihilation, which means we lose the game. So that's our starting demon. Of course, we have this huge stack of cards here, which is all of the 20 demon cards shuffled up. But until we get 3 power, this demon is not going to come out onto the board. Alright, I think with that, I'm going to zoom out, and we're going to start playing Shadow Rift 2nd Edition versus the Demons. Alright, so I'm kind of doing just player 1, player 2. Every starting hand is 7 prowess, 1 explore, and 2 strike cards. And I forgot to put the strike cards out here. I'll get them out here in a minute. They are supposed to be available at all times. So I'm just going to do a quick shuffle for each of the player hands. And they're going to draw 5 cards, 3, 4, 5. And that's going to be starting hand for player 1. So they have a strike, 1, 2, 3, and 4 prowess. And we'll get into how that works here in just a second. And then we also have shuffling up player 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards. And player 2 has prowess, explore, 2 strikes, and a prowess. That's pretty good, I think. Except the strikes are kind of useless on the first round because there's no monster in play. Alright, when I come back, the strike cards will be back in place. They are purchasable cards. And we're going to have the first round of the game. And a very nice thing at the very top of the board now for 2nd edition is they tell you how to do everything. So draw cards, refresh the town, which we've already, the first round of the game that's already set up. Refresh the travelers, we already looked at them. Then the monsters act, the ones that are on either the start, 1, 2, or 3 space. Monsters gain power. Over here, I'm using a little blue token for that. Add monsters. If we have enough power, they get added to the board. And then the heroes get to act, and then we do cleanup. So I'm going to come right back, and we're going to have the first round of Shadow Rift 2nd Edition against the Demons. Okay, and one other really quick little correction thing. The strike cards that I had in my hand had the 3 prowess on the bottom. Those are the purchasable strike cards. All starter cards have this little brown sword, wooden sword symbol in the bottom right corner because you can't buy these. These are starter cards. Alright, that's all cleared up now. Everything's set up. So we've drawn our cards, we refresh the town, the travelers are refreshed, the monsters act, there's no monsters to act, monsters gain power. Alright, monsters gain power, there's 2 players, the power goes from 0 to 2. Okay. Add monsters. Well, we know our first monster is 3 power to have it come into play. We only have 2 power. It's not going to act right now. It's not going to come into play. And now it's time for our heroes to act. So I'm probably going to be shutting the camera on and off here a little bit because I need to do some thinking about how I want to coordinate. And how the game works is you can play in any order you want. So player 1 can go, and then player 2, and then 2 goes again, and 1, or you can alternate turns. You can have 1 player do everything at once. It's kind of a very interesting way to have this work. So melee cards, our strike cards, which do melee damage, are not going to do anything for us on the first turn because we have no monsters in play. They're basically not enough power to bring any monsters through the rift. So these cards are pretty much just going to be discarded to start with. So player 1 has 4 prowess. Player 2 has 2 strike cards, which once again, not going to do us any good right now because we cannot do any attacking. There's no monsters in play. We do have explore though, and we can look at the top card of the traveler deck. You may put it on the bottom of the deck And we can spend 1 coin to put the top card of the monster deck on the bottom. If we really didn't like that monster card that's out there, we could put it on the bottom of the deck, but we need a gold coin to do it. Gold coins cost 2 prowess. And it says when purchased, put coin directly in front of you. When spent, return coin to the coin pile. You may give coins to another player at any turn. Coins can be accumulated between turns. All right, so I'm going to have to do some thinking here off screen so that you don't have to listen to me hemming and hawing and what I want to do. Player 1, 4 prowess. Player 2, an explore card and 2 prowess. I'll come right back and process the Heroes Act phase. All right, we're going to start off here. We're going to use Explore for player 2. Look at the top card of the Traveler deck. You may put it on the bottom. The reason we do that is if it's an Infiltrator, we don't want it hanging around, so we can stuff it to the bottom of the deck. So this is the top card of the Traveler deck. So we go out and explore, and we find a Diviner is on his way. So you know what? We're going to keep him on top. I don't think we want to put him on the bottom. Remember, we got 4 cultists in here, which we're trying to weed out of our town. So we don't want them anywhere around. Now, player 2, I think, is going to spend 2 prowess. And player 2 is going to... Got a choice. We could buy a might card. Draw another card when you draw might. And return it to the pile if you don't use it to maintain a skill. Or I think what we're going to do with our 2 prowess is we're going to purchase our first coin. And so I'm just going to leave it here where you can't quite see it. We have 1 coin available now, which is pretty cool. So now with that 1 coin, we can actually get either the Witch or the Bard, because player 1 has 4 prowess, which is really cool. Discard when a monster dies, the hero earns +1 heroism with the Bard. But I think we're going to go ahead and we're going to keep that gold coin between turns. We're going to spend all 4 prowess for player 1 to recruit the Witch. So we're bringing the Witch into our village and aid use as a magic. And I didn't use any of the characters here, which is stupid because each player gets to use 1 villager. Oh man, isn't that ridiculous? And we're going to go ahead and we're going to use the Trader for player 1 to get the Witch, because the Trader says reduce the cost of any traveler by 2 prowess, or ultimately discard a loot from play to gain 2 coins. We're going to use that to reduce the cost of the Witch from 4 prowess down to 2. So we've used the Trader. We do get the Witch for 2 prowess. That leaves 2 prowess for player 1. And with the 2 prowess for player 1, they're also going to get a gold coin. That's going to give us 2 gold coins now. And with 2 gold coins, there's really nothing else we can do with that. So I think we are just going to end off. So now it's the cleanup phase, which means we discard all cards we played. And then we're just going to wrap around to... draw cards. So we're going to come back, we're going to have another turn. Okay, and so we're back to the start of a new turn. So we're going to draw cards. So player 1, of course, only has 5 cards left because we have a 10 card starting deck. Prowess, prowess, explore, strike, prowess. So that's going to be the hand for player 1, and player 2 hand is going to be prowess, 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 and prowess. 5. That's pretty awesome. Pretty much purchase anything we like. All right, that is draw cards. Now we refresh the town. So I'm going to turn the camera off. Basically means all the villagers, the 5 in our town, go to the discard pile, and we draw the next 5 here. So I'm just going to quickly do that, and we'll zoom down and take a look at the 5 new ones that just came out. Right, and the 5 villagers that came out, we get 2 guards. We know what they do. We have a fisherman. It says, aid, look at the top 2 cards of your deck. You may put 1 prowess card from among the revealed cards into your hand. That's really cool. We have a merchant, aid, gain a coin, and we have the stonemason, aid, use when buying a wall to reduce the cost by 2 to a minimum of 0 gold. All right, I suppose we should look at the walls we can build, because the other way to win this game is to build all 8 walls. There's 1 optional wall now that comes with the expansions. So maybe we'll have a quick look at walls just to see what we can build. And that's our villagers, but we will do that once we get into the Heroes Act, because now we're into refreshing the Travelers. Same thing, we're going to discard the 2 Travelers, or the one, the Bard is the only one left, and refill with 2 new ones. So we'll take a look and see who's coming for visitors right now. And once again, this is zoomed in a long way, so I hope it's going to focus. We have the Diviner, which we knew was coming because we looked. Aid, discard your deck. Then put any action or attack from your discard pile on top of your deck. Okay, interesting. Costing 2 gold, 3 prowess. And we have the Baker Aid. Each hero heals a wound from in hand. So once we start getting a bunch of wounds, the Baker is going to let us heal, which is really cool. And that's each hero. So the Baker, and he costs a gold and 4 prowess to recruit into our village. All right. That is Refresh Travelers. Next up is Monsters Act. I'm going to zoom out and we're going to keep following along in the turn order. Alright, so we are on to Monsters Act. We have no monsters in play at the moment. That is good. Monsters gain power. This is not good because now we're going from 2 power up to 4 power. Yeah, which brings us to the next step, add monsters. Well, we are going to add this monster, the Master Celebrant, because we have 4 power. It only costs 3 power to bring this one out. So this is going to move to the monster start area, which means heroes cannot remove cultists from play at all while this card is out. And we're not at zone 1, zone 2, zone 3 yet. So this monster is in the start area. And of course we're going to then flip over the top card of the deck. We're going to pay the 3 power, so we're going to go from 4 power down to 1. We're going to see what's coming up next. Oh my goodness. And 8 health, Black Shard Corruptor Demon. Oh man. It's costing 6 power to bring out though, so it's not going to come out for quite a while. If there's a cultist in play, Black Shard Corruptor kills a guard if it takes more than 1 damage each round. Wow, that's brutal. And then when it moves to step 1, it will kill anything with the bread symbol. Then on step 2, it heals 2. Then heal all monsters 1. Third is break a wall. Ouch. This guy is brutal, but he won't come out for a while. And he's worth 2 heroism if we kill him, but he's also worth 2 monster power if he makes his way all the way to the monster power area. Ooh, nasty. Alright, that is add monsters, and now heroes get to act. And so let's take a look at our hands once again. We have Explore, Strike, 3 prowess, 4 player 1, and we have 5 prowess for player 2. So once again, I am going to have to take a look at all the different options and come right back and decide what we're going to do for the second turn. But before we get into that, yes, I said we were going to take a look at the walls we can build. The Tanglewood Rampart is an expansion one. It says, include this wall in the wall stack. You are not required to build Tanglewood Rampart to win. Monsters with 1 health will not hunt. Monsters take 1 damage after hunting while Tanglewood Rampart is in town square. Okay, monsters worth less than 2 heroism cannot break a wall during hunts. So costing 2 magic, 2 gold to build the Tanglewood Rampart. Magic Barrier. Once per round, when a monster moves forward, a hero may pay a magic to prevent it from acting. Whoa, that is really cool. Cost 2 magic, 2 gold, 2 prowess. There's 2 of them to build. The Moat. If a monster attempts a non-kill effect, discard the top card of the town deck. If it's a wall or a guard, prevent the monster's action. Monsters worth less than 2 heroism cannot break wall. 5 gold, 4 prowess to build the 2 moats. We have a shrine. If a villager dies, you may put a card from the monster power area on the bottom of the monster deck. And the monsters lose 1 health. Or no, lose 1 power. Sorry, not a health, a power. Costing a magic, 3 gold, 2 prowess to build. And we have a stone wall, which is our last one that we can build. And 2 of those. If a monster attempts a kill, discard the top card of the town deck. If it's a wall or a guard, prevent the kill. Costing 5 gold, 4 prowess to build. So those are the walls we can build. All right. So once again, do some more thinking, come back, and have our heroes act. Alright, did some thinking, and I think we're going to have player 2 power up as much as possible with magic. So player 2, oh man, this is not going to work the way I thought it would. Alright, we're going to have to, how are we going to do this? Okay, first of all, player 2 is going to use the fisherman. And the fisherman says, hey, look at the top 2 cards of your deck. You may put one prowess card from among the revealed cards into your hand. So his deck's top 2 cards are strike and strike. Really. You may put one prowess card from... Oh, man. That was a complete dud. So what happens is... player 2 used the fisherman and didn't find any prowess, which sucks. So that failed miserably. We're going to have player 1, though, use the merchant because that gives us a gold coin. Why not? So now we have 3 gold coins piled up. Wow, that was pretty bad. What to do? Eh? Well, I guess we're gonna have to use player 2 to spend 1, 2, 3, 4 prowess and one of the 3 gold to recruit the baker into our village. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to recruit the baker into our village. That leaves 1 prowess for player 2, which is useless because there's nothing you can do with just a single prowess. So that will end up getting discarded in the cleanup. I'll just discard it now so it's not sitting here making me play it. Alright, we're going to use Explore, which we have for player 1. We're going to look at the top card of the Traveler deck. You may put it on the bottom of the deck. Alright, top card of the Traveler deck is the Young Hero. Well, no, we don't want to lose him. We want to have him in our village if we can help it. So that was playing the Explorer. Now, we could spend a gold coin to put the top card of the monster deck on the bottom. And that's a really brutal monster out there. I wonder if it's worth spending a coin, but I don't think it is. So we're not going to do that because, well, up next, I guess we're going to use Strike. 1 melee damage. And when you do a melee attack on a monster, you have to take a wound. I can spend 2 prowess to make this a ranged attack instead, but should I do that? Should I do it? Should I do it? No, I'm not going to do it because we now have the baker in town. So I'm just going to do 1 attack. I'll be using these little funky dice again. So our monster has 1 damage on it. I'm not quite sure if you can see that at the top. Yeah, we can see that a little bit. Far away, but we can see it. Now, what's left is we have 2 gold coins left. Player 1 has 3 prowess. So we're going to spend 3 prowess. And we're going to spend the 2 gold coins. And we are going to get another villager. We are going to get the diviner. Or diviner. And this is costing 2 gold, 3 prowess, which we just spent. Discard your deck. Then put any action or attack from your discard pile on top of your deck. Okay, so it just means we can kind of cook our deck a little bit with the diviner. So he's going to go into our discard pile for our village. And that is basically the heroes acting. So cleanup basically means we just discard our hands that we just played, and I think we're going to leave it off here for today. We've gone on quite long enough. So this, once again, is Shadow Rift 2nd edition with a nice player board now. It has everything laid out on it. And we're trying to defeat the demons. And we have 2 ways to do it. We can build all the walls except for Tanglewood Rampart, or we can close the 2 Shadow Rifts. We need to use the seal to do that. In the meantime, we have to try not to get our village full of corpses and infiltrators, which will be cultists in this case, and keep the monsters under control because they can start doing some very nasty things up there. So thanks so much for watching along. Thanks for your comments, your subscriptions, and likes. Really appreciate it. This is once again Shadow Rift, but it's the 2nd edition, and we're playing against the demons. I don't know if we're going to take them down. I guess we're going to find out in the following episode. So thanks so much, and we'll see you then.